Hi, my name is Crystal Carver, and I want to present to you my applied project for EPSY 7650, and it is titled Using Technology to Enhance Curriculum for Gifted Learners, and it's actually a professional development workshop. Okay, here's my background and rationale. I currently teach 5th grade at a middle school, and we have a strange setup. I think it's probably the only school in Georgia that has grades 5 and 6 in a middle school. We have grades 7 and 8 in the junior high, and then 9th grade starts at the high school level. So it's my second year having this type of configuration for school. I've been teaching 20 years. Most of my experience has been in grades 4 and 5. My bachelor's degree is actually in business management from North Georgia College, which is now known as the University of North Georgia. I went back and got a master's and got certified to teach, also from North Georgia College. And now I'm currently working to obtain a specialist degree in gifted and creative education. I wanted to choose my focus as technology because it's something I've been interested in for a long time. I try to use as much technology as I can in the classroom because I think it is something that kids are really interested in today, and I think it provides a whole new platform for, presenting information in a way that is interesting to students at this age. My county has also spent a lot of money on technology. We all have a Promethean board. We have had Apple TV. That kind of went by the wayside, though. We've all got iPads. All of the students have Chromebooks, one-on-one Chromebooks that they get to use every day. So a lot of money has been put into it. A lot of money has been put into Wi-Fi and strengthening Wi-Fi access within the school. And I know a lot of teachers that I teach with are not comfortable with using the technology that we have. So I wanted to develop a workshop that would help them to utilize what is available to them and help them to present information to students that is more enriching and challenging. Alright, so the question is, how can a workshop for teachers focusing on the use of technology in the classroom enhance the learning of gifted and talented students? My 3 goals are to promote the use of technology to enrich the learning of gifted and talented students. I also want to increase the level of technology usage by teachers in the gifted and talented classroom. And I also want to be able to teach teachers how to effectively use technology that's available to them to build lessons that will enhance gifted learners. Alright, the standards that this covers are from NAGC, and the first one, educators design differentiated curricula that incorporates advanced conceptually challenging, in-depth, distinctive, and complex content for students with gifts and talents. I think that we're not really doing a good job of this right now within the gifted and talented classroom. I think most of the stuff that we present it in a way that's not challenging for these students and does not really gain their interest. The second standard, educators use information and technologies, including assistive technologies, to individualize for students with gifts and talents, including those who are twice exceptional. And that's another thing I don't feel like we're doing enough to try to help any student who has been identified as twice exceptional. The third standard, teachers and administrators demonstrate familiarity with sources of high-quality resources and materials that are appropriate for learners with gifts and talents. There's a wealth of technology available to teachers, and I don't think we've even begun to scratch the surface of what we can actually use in the classroom and how it can be used. So I designed a 3-day workshop. There are 3 5-hour days, and they each focus on a specific area of technology. The first day I want to go into the usage of Google Forms, and I titled it a Choose Your Venture Story, but this can really be designed for any class, which includes math, English language arts, science, and social studies. And the way you go about it is the forms, when you go into Google Forms to create a document or a quiz or however you want to set it up, It's the way you advance through the slides, and you can actually connect slides. And whatever the choice the student makes for their answer can take you to a totally different slide. So it can be used for enrichment of gifted learners, but it can also be used as a form of remediation. Day 2 will be using Google Maps and Earth, specifically Google Earth, for virtual field trips. I think this was important because teaching in a rural area, we still have a lot of poverty in the area, and there are a lot of children in my school who have not been exposed to different areas of even the state of Georgia, much less areas that are, across the water. So I think using Google Earth will help them to actually be able to find areas that they've learned about and read about, and gives them an idea of what the area looks like, or what something like the Eiffel Tower would look like, since they've never seen it in person. All right, day 3, maximizing use of Google Classroom. Most of the teachers who would benefit from this workshop have some knowledge of Google Classroom, but there's so much more that you can do. And I think there's, the teachers I teach with, I don't think they know exactly what Google Classroom is capable of doing. All right, the workshop design on day 1. I have developed a PowerPoint on Google Forms, and I will walk teachers through how to set up a lesson like the one I described a minute ago, and how you can differentiate it or change it to fit different content areas. And then they will actually do one of their own on the second half of the day after lunch. So day 2, we're going to view a video. I didn't want to recreate the wheel on this one because I think it's better to learn how to use Google Earth through video rather than PowerPoint, so you can see how, the cursor moves and what you can do with the cursor. It's just easier to watch it actually happening live. Plus, I'll have them using Google Earth while we're, going through the video and looking at the stuff on their screens, because they're all going to have their laptops. So we'll also talk about Google Maps and how that can be used and how you can incorporate both of these together. And then after lunch, the participants are actually going to complete a scavenger hunt using Google Earth, where they look up different places on Earth, and one of those places I remember was the Eiffel Tower. On day 3, the participants are going to view an intermediate Google Classroom presentation, and you're going to set up a dummy classroom and create assignments. So if they don't already have classrooms in Google Earth, that's what they'll do. But if they've already got some set up and they want to use those, then that will work too. So I'll show them how to pull stuff from News, ELA, and Kahoot and other online platforms so that they can use it in their classrooms. All right, the participants are going to be 11 fifth grade teachers. 10 of those teachers are female. We've only got one male fifth grade teacher right now. So the experience ranges from 4 years. We maybe have 3 teachers who have 4 years, or a little bit more. I think 4 years is the minimum range. And it goes all the way up to 25 years of experience. And 8 of those teachers who are going to be participating have at least 20 years or more of teaching experience. So we've got 2 teachers from math, 2 teachers who teach ELA, and then social studies and science, there'll be 3. Actually, we have 4 teachers in math and ELA, and then 3 teachers from science and social studies. I'm being the 4th. The majority of participants also have advanced degrees. All right, the activities are going to happen. We're going to have presentations during the first part of each day, and they're going to be 3 days of at least a minimum of 5 hours. So Google Slides presentation, we're going to have Google Earth video, Google Intermediate Classroom presentation, and the activities I've already mentioned. They will actually create a Choose Your Adventure lesson, complete a scavenger hunt, and work within Google Classroom to set up classes and add assignments or lessons. All right, the products generated. I made 2 different Google Forms presentations or Google Slides presentations. so that I could show teachers how to progress through each one of these. And there's a lot of information in each one that gives them some hacks on how to do certain things. I also created an agenda for each day of the workshop that will be given to participants so they'll know what to expect for the day. I gave the teachers a technology survey so I'd have a better idea of exactly where they are as far as using technology in their classrooms before actually developing how the days were going to be spread out. So I asked them, of course, their name, the content they currently taught, how many years of experience they had, what technology they currently use, and how they would like to use technology in the classroom. I also asked them how comfortable they were with using technology, whether they felt like they had access to technology that would be beneficial for both them and students. And I also gave them a short answer question of what would they like to know more about. So a lot of the teachers were pretty comfortable with technology, and most of them already had a basic knowledge of Google Forms. Several of them were pretty good at using Google Classroom, but there are still some things that I'm presenting that I don't think they've seen before. So I decided to use intermediate levels on Forms and Classroom because I thought that the beginner level would be too simple for the participants of the workshop. After implementing this workshop, I hope to, after the workshop's over with, get more feedback so that I can improve content and or delivery, and hopefully, improve upon what I did for this one. I also want to include different level teachers. We have 6th grade teachers at my school too, so I didn't include them with this workshop, but I think it could be developed in a way that it would be beneficial for them too. I'd also like to work closely with administration and the technology director to add additional training for use of technology. We do receive training when something is new and presented to us, but it's not often effective, and it's not one-on-one. There's usually a large group of us, and we're trying to view something on a Promethean board, and lots of times the stuff that they're showing us is so small you can't really get anything useful from it. I'd also like to develop additional workshops for all grade levels, not just 5th and 6th, to improve the use of technology throughout the county for gifted and talented learners, and it would also be beneficial for all learners of all ages. And that pretty much concludes my applied project.